that make sure that things can really be put together. We can all say, here's how we want to build our house, but most of us hire a contractor to actually go build it. And for that reason. So, folks, I want you to pay close attention to that. It's ordinance number 2007-42.
Are they going to have hearings on that, or are they going to have go to the borough and talk about it? Or?
Well, as far as I know, it's up for us to adoption this coming Thursday.
Okay.
This is one of those things that kind of crept up through the system. That this was the first time I heard about it was last week at the work session, and things like this caused me concern. And the biggest concern I had was that when I asked the question, I said, did you have a joint work session with both the Planning Commission and the Platting Board on this? The answer was no. And that does cause me concern. So I think those are issues that I hope folks pay close attention to this, because it could have some, in my opinion, there's some situations out here in the North Pole area where we have large parcels that are not able to be developed on because of marginal land. But something like this, if they're able to get a CUP through on the Planning Commission only, doesn't have to go through the Platting Board anymore. Then they would be able to take and put their 160 homes on their 40 acres. And to me, that's an end run. I mean, we have reasons we have subdivision rules in place, and there's a reason we have planning commissions and we have platting boards. And I think each of those jobs should be respected on this one. But as I said, I'm only one of 3 on there, and it's being sold under the auspices of leaving more green space for the animals to run and play and to develop parks and things of that nature for those folks who live in the cluster developments. Now, when I say cluster developments, I'm not talking always individual homes either. It can be applied in any zone, and it can be applied in whether it's a triplex or a duplex, a quadplex. Like I say, this is, in my opinion, we need to keep the process in place. I am concerned when we allow one of our appointed committees to legislatively ask the other to be set aside without asking them.
Now, who do people get in contact with if they want to?
Contact your borough assembly member. That's where it's at right now. We're going to be voting on this, and
on Thursday.
On Thursday.
Yeah,
yes,
so
we will.
You got to get busy this weekend.
That's exactly it. It's a very short time frame. And like I said, it's one of those things that folks contact, and planning board members, contact the planning commission, planning board, and the assembly members. The assembly members are going to be voting on this, and all I can say, on the surface it seems relatively innocuous, but it has some potential for some, in my opinion, shortcuts that shouldn't be taken.
Right, and as what you call it, bill, or what do you call it, resolution?
It's an ordinance.
Or an ordinance.
This is an ordinance.
Ordinance 2007-42.
It amends Title 18. So when we have some rezones coming up too, commercial rezone there by Weeks Field, looking from some folks that want to take and go from multiple family to general commercial, in the interest of putting a medical facility in there, and they want to put a 24-hour pharmacy. And while 24-hour pharmacies on the surface seem to be fairly, nice to see, the concern I'd have is, you always have, is with safety and things of that nature, because when you have the doors open on a facility of that nature, I know when we were down in Richmond, Virginia, and I know this is not Richmond, Virginia, but my first 24-hour pharmacy I saw down there had 3 police cars, 4 fire trucks, and miles of that crime scene tape around it. So, it's anybody's bad enough they need to take and have medicine in the middle of the night, they better go to the hospital where they can get the medication they need. So, but that's just, again, one person's opinion. That is correct. So, we got a whole lot of folks out here, but folks, pay attention on what your borough's doing. We're trying to do the best we can, and the issue coming before us on the 2nd, again, is the opportunity to